It's exactly what you think it is. I'm picking up on this message coming through where there's somebody that you can't fully trust in your energy. It seems like they could be a bit uninterested. Their energy's kind of switching up a little bit. They could be blocking themselves from you physically, not really wanting to engage in physical activity. They could come off a bit not interested in things that you are interested in. This could be a relationship or a twin flame situation, or maybe just a situationship, okay? But somebody here, you've been kind of thinking about, like, what's their angle, what's going on, what's their intentions, what are they doing, their energy switching up, like, why is this happening? And Spirit wanted this message to come through so that to trust your intuition, because it's exactly what you think it is. And hello to my fellow Queen of Pentacles, my fellow Virgos, and to the Cross Watchers. I am Brittany, and I am just about to get into this message on this day. This is some type of channel message that wanted to come through. As I was just shuffling my cards and stuff started coming out, I felt like this was definitely needed. This person you could also have children with, but somebody wanted to come in with an offering for you all to rekindle something, to, really build on your relationship. This person might have even proposed to you. It was everything that you wanted. It was finally everything that you wanted, and the energy was good at first. I feel like there was a lot of positive energy, a lot of abundance in the relationship. Things were feeling equal and reciprocal to you. And it really took you having an open mind to even get back to this place with this person. But I feel like they are creeping. I feel like their energy is pulled in a different direction. They could be talking to someone or whatever, but you were trying to rationalize this. Like, well, maybe they're just going through a lot. Maybe they're overthinking. They could be a bit stressed about something. There's something I don't know. Nah, it's none of that. What it is that this person's energy is being pulled in a different direction. Meanwhile, it's got you in this kind of gray area, this middle ground, because things are not being communicated. There is a bit of imbalance in this connection. I feel like this is not a healthy connection here for you. It seems as though you could have been very open to giving this connection another chance, because it was hard to wait for the person that you probably were manifesting, or the person that was meant for you. It's hard to wait for that person, especially when you have children with somebody or you have a strong connection to somebody. There's something that keeps you tied to them. That's why this could be a twin flame connection, but it could be somebody that you have kids with or kids in common with. And it's one of those things where you are risking it all. You're risking it all, especially in your mental. I feel like this could lead to something that's very depressive and very sad for you, to experience, because you were probably really putting all of your energy into this, being positive, taking the lead, especially emotionally and, physically, with plans and setting up dates and things. Like, you probably really put in a lot of energy to this connection because it was what you wanted. Like, you finally got chosen. You finally were able and felt safe enough to choose this person all over again. But it's one of those situations where when things start to switch up and there's no communication, like things that are not being talked about seem threatening to you, like it's in the back of your mind. This is something that you need to bring to the forefront of your mind. All right. And I feel like you could be in a place where you're wanting to start the conversation, but you are afraid that if you start the conversation, it's going to lead to a breakup or a separation. And it seems like you really just want to avoid that. You don't want to have to get to know somebody new. You don't want to have to wait for the right person. You want to make it work in this situation. but the other person has to want to make it work too. And I feel like they are not interested in really making this connection work. They are simply interested in holding your energy. I feel like this person doesn't want you to have anybody else, or doesn't want anybody else to have you. All right. They are C blocking like heavy. You know, they are trying to keep people out of your energy and not even wanting to fulfill that role. You know, they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. This is one of those situations where you really have to ask yourself some questions. You know, is this person balancing me out? Is this person matching my energy? Is this person complimenting me? Am I complimenting this person? Are they pouring in energy to this connection? Is there passion? You know, is there desire? Is there a place to feel safe any longer? You know, because like I said, you could have felt very safe to get back in this connection, but it just feels like with there's being a recent change in how they're moving and their energy and what you're feeling, it's like, is it really safe anymore? You know, you don't really know what they're doing. And I don't feel as though this person is necessarily overstepping the boundary fully, but the boundary is definitely being tiptoed on, because I feel like there are some conversations, there's something that they could be doing behind your back or when you're not around, you know, but over time it's been really chipping away at your connection to this person. Spirit does not want you to continue doubting what you're feeling. And if it's not being conversed about, you have to make a decision. And it starts with asking yourself some hard questions, really looking at what's good about this connection versus what's not. You know, looking at the duality of this situation. And truthfully, I feel that this connection is one that it's inevitable that it's going to fall. You know, it's not going to work out this time around. And it's not your fault. You know, you've done all you can. What Spirit is wanting somebody to do, I'm hearing transmute. Okay, so transmute some of this energy, especially if it leads to a breakup or if it comes with a lot of these heavy emotions where you could be feeling, again, very sad, in a place of grieving or mourning this person. Like when you get to that place, Spirit wants you to remember to transmute that energy. All right, you could be a Virgo that's feeling this right about now. Okay, this person that I'm picking up on in your energy, they could be a Pisces, they could be a fellow Virgo, or they could be a Capricorn, Taurus. I'm also getting that they could be a fire sign, so Sagittarius and Leo coming through the heaviest, or this could just be with Leo season coming up. This is going to come to a head here, okay? But this could be that sign as well, or this person could be a Gemini or a Scorpio. Heavy on the Scorpio. All right. This person is definitely good at hiding things. They're good at conducting another life. You know what I'm saying? Because they are really good at acting like things ain't going on. Very nonchalant, very like whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're good at that, but they're not that good because your intuition is picking up on something. So it's not that good. All right. So let's get an oracle card here or two just to seal up this reading. You really have got to trust your intuition, Virgo. Somebody needs to really trust their intuition. Don't keep second guessing yourself. The Grand Cross with the Provoker. And Mars with Force. Yeah. I feel like there is definitely an inevitable falling out that's going to occur here. There is some secret competition going on behind your back and you don't even know it. You know, somebody is competing for your spot in this person's life. They want to be important. They want to, get to know your person and really see how they can fit into the life of your person. Not even giving you no second thought. You know what I'm saying? But again, your person's energy is going to really start provoking, okay? And it's like you're only going to ignore this for so long. My friend, my fellow Virgo, you're only going to prevent this for so long. It's like the universe is working against this connection for whatever reason. All right. And I truly have a strong feeling that it could be because spirit has somebody waiting for you, and you just have to get in a position to where you are comfortable to wait and stop trying to make things work in the wrong places here. And I feel like the love energy that I've been getting for Virgo has been very tense lately anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult. It almost feels like it's difficult to love you, but really it's not. It's that people aren't, like, you have a high bar and people are just missing that bar. It's not you, it's them. And I'm not being delusional because I'm a Virgo. I'm just channeling the energy. This really is not you. This is just you and this person's chemistry, and everything is not enough to sustain a healthy relationship. That's what this is. The chemistry is very good at first and everything is as it should be, but it's not nothing that's going to sustain this connection or hold this person's interest. It's not you, it's them. You know what I mean? I don't feel like there's anything that you are doing wrong. And what I feel like is that for some Virgos, you could start to feel like maybe you want to creep because this person is not giving you the interest that you once had. They're not really pouring into this connection. It's starting to feel one-sided. So for some of you, this could be you that's wanting to do the creeping, but it doesn't mean that they're not already talking to people or whatever. I don't feel like you are, but Spirit is wanting to really shake up this connection so that you can see, or it can be exposed to you, exactly where this person lies, so you can make some decisions and ask yourself some really tough questions here. And you've got to be ready to wait, really just get to know some new people, have an open mind. It might not be somebody that you're used to dealing with or whatever, but Spirit wants you to know that this connection is about to get shaken up, and it could definitely fall. It could definitely be destroyed, but it's meant to be destroyed. I feel like there is definitely some of that coming through. So I'm going to read the Grand Cross Provoker. I feel very called to read that one. The Grand Cross is an area of tension in a chart, thus becoming a great catalyst for movement and change. A rare astrological configuration, the Grand Cross, also called the Grand Square, occurs when four planets form a perfect cross in the sky. These planets are around 90 degrees from each other, meaning there are four planetary squares, 90 degrees apart, and two planetary oppositions, 180 degrees apart. Squares in the astrological chart cause tension and restriction. Oppositions, as well as seldom soft aspects, they come with the pressure to grow and the will to exceed any limitations put in one's path. But the Grand Cross is the most rare and intense of all. An area to look at when the Grand Cross comes up is how you communicate. Are you communicating as well as you should? Are you abandoning a worthy project the minute it loses its shine in an effort to capture a larger, glossier prize? But more simply, in your effort to accomplish more, are you juggling balls in the air? Do you notice as you juggle if you are stuck in the same spot that not much has been achieved? When this card presents itself in a reading, it suggests there are multiple talents you are able to access, as well as numerous paths that you can take. Focus and organization are key. Until this matter phases out, expect resistance, since opposition is the main energy field of the Grand Cross. Once on track, the momentum toward the attainment of what you desire will be impossible to stop. It mainly has to do with the shifting of energy and switching into gear. In regards to relationships or love, they will have a faded quality. You will not want to let go of a person no matter how hard it gets. There will be sacrifice and compromise with this relationship. And it will be the only, or it will be the one where you may want to bump your head against the many walls that seem to fly up out of nowhere. You are being challenged. And if you do not weather it out and see what the future brings, you will likely always regret letting this relationship go. The fact that that card came out with this Mars card, this is so much confirmation to close out this reading. There's competition that you don't see, and there's a need for you to make a decision on what you want to do. If you want to keep trying to hold on to this, or if you want to go through the pain that's going to come from letting this go. Because it's just going to keep taking more out of you. And again, it's going to lead you to a place where you're going to feel very down about it. You know, you're going to feel very down if you stay. And I feel as though some things need to get provoked in the universe so that something better can happen. There are some wishes that you have, and where you thought this person in this relationship was the wish fulfilled, it really wasn't. This was you opening yourself up to a situation because you did not want to wait, or you felt this was right, or you got in the way of what Spirit was trying to do. There was a wish fulfillment that was coming in for you, but I feel like this person is blocking you off from other people. This person is blocking you off for the one that Spirit has for you that was already waiting, and you felt maybe it wasn't worth waiting for anymore. I want to make my family work. I want to make this work. You know, this person has a great relationship with my child. I want to try everything I can. But this person is not wanting to try everything they can. And a lot of this could be coming up again because of the retrograde. But as we are moving out of this energy and we're getting to that post-shadow phase, it's time to start realizing a lot of things that have come up, and things that have really been needing us to be realized all along. You just were overlooking it and trying to fight it out and trying to do what you could do. But love, you knew you couldn't trust. You knew you couldn't trust this person. And you know what's so crazy? At the back of the deck is the karmic friends, and I did not notice. This card says secret competition, tension. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Can't fully trust them. You know that this was a karmic relationship dressed up as a twin flame situation, or possibly a soulmate situation. This is somebody that you always going to have secret competition for, and it's just about, is that what you want to deal with? Is that what you want to go through? You know, this person is not fully interested in you or this connection. And you could find yourself really hurting down, or you could transmute this energy and hop on back into that force field that Spirit needs you to be in, so that you can start attracting again. Because you were attracting before. Didn't even know. Didn't even realize it. I hope this finds who it's meant for. Definitely let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. What is coming up? Like, where is this resonating for you? And don't forget to subscribe if you have not, which you probably have not, but I would be so grateful for that. And I truly hope and trust that I will see you in a future reading. See you later.